Welcome to Straight Talk with Shelia. Thank you so much for tuning in every week. Thank you for your commitment. It is a new day. I am so happy to be here. We have a great topic, and I have a guest. My guest is Tasica. She's my mentee, and we were having this conversation, and it kind of sparked deeper conversation, so we thought we would share it with you today so you can eavesdrop and you can kind of listen in on our talk and what we have to share. So, Tasica, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Hi,
I
everyone.
am so happy.
I'm so happy to be here. Welcome.
Yeah, so today our topic is serving from your saucer. And that is so huge, and we have a little demonstration here. As we get a little bit deeper in, we're going to be talking about serving from your saucer. It is so important that we know where to serve from, because when we don't serve from our saucer, you're going to tell us a little bit later what happens and the things that we go through and how to identify it. So the first question is, tell us, what does it look like to serve from your saucer? What does that even mean anyway?
Okay. Well, to me, what that means is serving from a place of fulfillment, being in a place of excess, and being in a place to give freely.
Okay. Yeah, because it's so important, because I love tea, and I'm always drinking tea, and I'm always getting compliments. And it's so, I like just lifting my cup and drinking. But what's in the cup is really for me and not for someone else. So when you serve from your saucer, what does that look like?
Okay. So when you're serving from your saucer, that means that you have filled your teacup all the way to the brim, and now you have a excess of overflow that you can give to everybody else.
Right. So it's an abundance. So in other words, so my cup is full, and I can pick my cup up and take a drink, right? I'm going to take my cup and drink. But as I'm drinking, it's going down more and more. But then there's someone else pulling at me. Someone needs some information. They need help with something.
Need some tea.
They need support. They need some tea. And it's so important. Yes, I can share, but if I have extra, which I do have in my teapot here. So as I pour into the cup, and the cup is getting full, and I'm pouring, and now we have that excess, that overflow. That is where we really need to be serving from. Because what's in the cup belongs to me, it belongs to you. Can you remember a time when you thought about, I need to really serve from the right place, and you weren't? How did you feel?
I felt depleted. I felt a little resentful, and I was feeling constantly sad and having expectations and putting those expectations on people, when and the reality was I needed to make sure that I filled my own cup instead of seeking other people to fulfill that for me.
Oh, that is so key, and I'm so glad. And if you know anybody that needs to be a part of this conversation, I want you to put me on pause and like and share this video, because I'm talking with my mentee Tasica, and the topic is so important, and it's not just for ladies, it's for anybody. Anybody who like to serve or like to give and like to help, or you're that key person that everybody calls for help. I need some help with this, I need help with that.
Or advice.
And advice. And you're always helping. So you mentioned that if you are not full, you feel depleted.
Yes.
Now, kind of give us a picture of what's that like when you feel depleted. You feel tired?
You feel tired. You feel sad. You just feel drained all the time. And you just feel like there's nothing that you are doing that is adding real value to your own life.
I love the word value, because every week you hear me say, if I'm adding any value to you, then like and share. We're all about adding value to people. Whoever we bring into our lives, we should be adding value to them and them adding to you.
Exactly.
Because if you're not adding value, that means somebody's taking something. Again,
and that means you may be even giving too much.
You're giving too much, because your cup is getting empty, but you're not replenishing. You're not pouring back in. You're not putting back into you.
Yeah.
So my next question that I want to ask you, what are some triggers? How do you know that this is a feeling like, wait a minute, I need to step back? How do you identify when you're going through this withdrawal or this resentment?
So for me, I start to feel overwhelmed, and immediately I just try to find something to make me feel like, okay, let me resort back to the Tacica list. So the Tacica list.
Yes, tell us about the Tacica. Everybody needs a list.
Yes,
listen closely.
Everyone needs their own personal list of things that make them happy, things that can bring a smile to your face easily, and just basically things that you can do for yourself and give to yourself. So whether that be your favorite cup of coffee or your favorite lotion, for me it's a bubble bath sometimes, or reading and meditating. But you have to find that list of things that allows you to check back and say, okay, right now I'm feeling a little overwhelmed and I feel like I haven't been giving enough to Tacica. Let me find my Tacica list and find something on there that I can do, so that way I can feel like I'm replenishing my own teacup.
Excellent. So for those of you who are joining, I can't really see from this distance who you are, but thank you so much for joining. And the conversation is about serving from your saucer. We all need to be serving from a place of overflow, from your abundance. If you're serving from your cup, that means you're giving away what belongs to you. But if you're serving from your overflow, then that means you're serving from the right place. And as you were talking about how you have your list, I have my list too. Awesome. So my list is going into nature. I love the sunrise,
like long walks.
Yes, in nature, and just absorbing all that I need to be able to give back.
Exactly.
I love that quiet time when I can sit and meditate. I'm a person of faith, so I connect to God, and nature is a good way of connecting and giving me back what I need to be able to give to my family, my friends, and even my work, because people are constantly pulling from me.
Yes.
So the next question that I have is, how do you refuel when your energy is gone? I know we talked a little bit about, you get your bubble bath. Is there anything special that you do that just to make sure that you are taking care of you, that self-care stuff?
Yes. So definitely, first and foremost, spending time with God. Second, listening to music. I love music. I love dancing.
Yes.
I love smiling. For me, like first thing in the morning, I have to make sure I watch something funny. I do something that makes me feel like I'm connected to God. And then I do something that makes me feel connected to relationships. So whether I be speaking to my parents, spending time with my partner, spending time with my best friend, all those different things, just so that way I can feel like I've given to myself.
Excellent. And you said self a couple of times, and I want you to look at the camera and let those folks who are watching know how important it is to take care of you. It's okay to put you first.
Yes, you have to put yourself first, because if you don't, you're just giving and giving and giving, and then before you know it, your teacup is half empty. And we should look at our lives and look at the world in a more positive mindset. And the best way to do that is to prepare yourself, and by preparing yourself and taking care of yourself first, you'll be on the right track.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier when we were preparing something about a mask. What's about the mask?
Yes. You have to put your mask on first. Every time when you're flying, well, I know most of us haven't been flying right now because of everything going on. But one of the instructions is that they tell you to make sure you put on your mask first before you assist the people that are next to you. Because if you don't put on your own mask, you can't help anyone else next to you, or anyone else on the flight, or anyone else in life, if we want to bring it to this conversation.
Right. And it's so important. And as you were talking about the mask, I'm thinking about my teacup, because again, I love tea. And if I just serve from my cup and not my sauce, I'm really not putting on my mask first, because then I'm giving something that I haven't really prepared for. I'm giving from the things that I need and not from my overflow. So it is important to do self-care, take care of you, make sure you're good before you can help others.
Yeah, so self-love is so important.
Yeah, that's really good. And we're winding up. So my last question for you, and maybe I have one more, I don't know. What or who fills your cup?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yes, tell us.
It's a secret. I can't tell you.
You gotta share.
So the truth is, the person that fills my cup all the way to the brim is myself.
Wow, really? Tell me about that. How do you do that?
First and foremost, the Tacica list. Like I said, just doing things that make me happy. Also, just making sure that I add value and get value from the things that I put all of my energy and efforts into.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that you had mentioned earlier is about treating yourself. For example, if you have a big project, it was hard, it was rough, it was crazy, it was grueling, and you were grinding to get it done. After everything is done, you have that opportunity to treat yourself, whether it be a cup of ice cream, a dinner, or just a bubble bath or something. You taking care of you so that you're able to go back out there and serve other people.
Yeah,
and especially this season that we're in, we're being asked to help people. We're being asked to help family because of, different things that's going on. But it's important that we serve from the right place, because if we're not serving from the right place, we're going to become resentful. So remember, we have to serve from our saucer. I am your coach. I am your sister, shining light to the treasure that I know that's deep down inside of you. And as we wrap up, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you wanted to share with our viewers as far as with this topic, serving from your saucer? Any last minute point or thought you want to share?
Yes, definitely don't feel guilty to put yourself first. It's okay. We are naturally givers, and it's okay to give a little extra. Just remember to give yourself a little extra first.
And thank you so much. So for all my givers, for all my servers, in my book has 4 pillars in there. One of them is service. I am a person of service. I love to serve. And it's important that we give and that we serve, but we must give and serve from the right place. Serve from your saucer. I am your coach. Thank you so much for joining me.
For having me.
Yes, it's been real. Thank you for
Bye,
tuning in.
everyone.
May I hopefully see you here next week, same time. Maybe not same place, but thank you all for tuning in. God bless you. Bye-bye.
See ya. Subscribe.